Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Football Manager 2016. This is the return to glory with AC Milan. And we're now in March. We're in the Europa League. We of course got past Athletic Bilbao, of course we did. How were we going to lose that? I mean, come on, that'd be ridiculous. However, things have changed slightly. We have once again lost to Udinese away 2-1. Very curious. And we're about to play them in the second knockout round of the Europa League, and I thought I'd do this one live. And I thought this would be pretty good, especially considering we just drew a blank for the first time in a long time, actually. 0-0 against Napoli. First blank since January, in fact. Yeah, away at Fiorentina. So, we lost. I mean, we lost this game against Athletic Club, but obviously we were ready. I think, well, it doesn't matter because we won on aggregate 4-3. 5. Was it? What was the final score? Let me just check. You know what? I totally forgot what the damn score was. 4-3. Got very confused there. We in fact have beaten Juventus 1-0. Also, I think the Lazio game we did Lazio game. For some reason, I just have this weird enigma of being able to beat Juventus 1-0 at Juventus Stadium. I don't know what it is. It's Giacomo Bonaventura. Goodness me, I can't speak today. With a lovely goal, as you can see. I wouldn't say we FM'd them by any chance, of course. You all know what that means by now. But it was certainly a good defensive display, put it that way. Buffon palming it straight to Bonaventura in the 74th minute. And we got the 3 points, so a huge 3 points there. And then it's gradually got better with Jeremy Menez scoring 2 against Sassuolo, and then 3, Carlos Bacca with a hat-trick, went off injured, but a hat-trick against Atalanta, and now the table is looking very good for us indeed. We are now in third, 13 points ahead of Lazio with a 4th place in that Europa League spot, and we are now level on points, in fact, with Udinese. They do have a game in hand, for whatever reason, I'm not quite sure why. That's obviously going to be against Sassuolo, as you can see there. But if they don't win there, then we're going to be we're not going to be ahead of them. Of course, the head-to-head record is the main thing there. Obviously, one thing I always forget is the goal difference. So, yes, our goal difference is better than them. However, they beat us in the league, so obviously we've only had one game. But if we can better their score when we next play them in the league, then we'll jump ahead of them, so to speak, if we're still in this position. Juventus is still way out in front. They're 7 points ahead. Minor possibility that we might be able to catch them up, but I'm not counting any chickens yet. Inter Milan are in 8th place, so yeah, looking pretty bad for them. They've actually sacked their manager. I think it was Marcelino, and they brought in Stefano Lucchini. I don't know. Whoever that guy. So here we go then. The Europa League. I just want to make one final little notice. I have sold Gabriel Paletta to Dynamo Moscow for £1 million. He was able to join straight away, which is a bit strange. I just couldn't find a place for him in the team, and to be brutally honest with you, he wasn't very good, which is a shame because I liked him at Liverpool. He spent one season here, and we exchanged him. I wonder who that was for. Well, I'd be intrigued to see who that was. I might check that out at the end of the video, or after the video is finished. Yeah, he made a handful of appearances, but ultimately just wasn't good enough for you, especially when you have Mangala and John Stones. So we're going to be playing this team. We're going to be playing here. We've got Abate, Stones, Zapata, and De Siglio with Mangala. Now, fortunately, De Jong is out injured, and I decided that I still wanted to play Mangala, so I brought Zapata in. And put him sort of in this ball-winning midfield. Essentially, it's the same role. It is completely the same role. The only difference is he is now slightly more advanced. Then we have Mori, who has really pushed on over the last few weeks. He has been fantastic, as you can see. Look at his last 5 games. Bonaventura as well. Blazikowski's been a revelation. I mean, I cannot believe £2 million for this guy. It's quite sensational. And then we've got Menez and Bacca. Now, I'm very tempted to put Ramos up front, but look at it again. Look at the difference in the 5 games here. Look at that red line, 6.3. You know, it's not very good. And Menez, he can be good, but he's also on his day. He can win you a game pretty much on his own, but he can be very hit and miss. So I'm taking a risk with him. However, we've got Torres and we do have Ramos. Torres, I think, well, he was slightly concerned. He is no longer anymore. 5 goals in 19 appearances. It's not great, is it, really? Maybe keep him for one more season and see how we go. So this is Udinese. Can we finally get a win over these bastards? because they have been a thorn in my side and then more, to be honest with you, for this season. So they do lead 2-1. Now, we have the away goal, so if we do score and keep a clean sheet, then we will win. Simple as that. If you want to boil it down to something as simple as that, then that is pretty much the equation. However, it never really is as easy as that, is it? Let's be honest, especially in Football Manager when teams... I find that, oh my goodness, what a save Donnarumma. Absolutely fantastic. Brilliant save right next to him. Blaszczykowski's yellow carded already. I didn't even notice that. So, got out of jail there. Right, here's a first chance. Menez and Abate. Here we go. This is quite good. Blaszczykowski's putting some fantastic crosses this season. Mangala very advanced at the field, and Bonaventura with a pretty terrible shot. So, incidentally, this is the first game or the first video I'm recording since Mangala scored the own goal against Liverpool, where we won 4-1. I'm recording this a few hours after winning against City 4-1 there, in case you are trying to pinpoint when I'm recording these videos, so that's how far behind I am, so to speak. This seems to be a curse. Every time I've signed a player, they seem to perform badly. I had to make sure that Adrian Ramos hadn't played for Dortmund today or tomorrow and he's going to break his leg or something, because it's just, I'm cursed when I sign these players. It was a great... When I was a teenager and a kid, I wore football shirts, obviously, like most kids. And, of course, you always had to get a name on the back. You got a player. And almost always the player I got would be either crap or would turn to complete crap. Classic example, I would get Joe Cole on the back, I would get Ryan Babel. A handful that didn't turn crap were, I'm trying to think, there was Gerard Carrigan, Agger. I think everyone else I got would turn to rubbish. Even Torres. I can't think of any more. Oh, hang on, chance for Carlos Bacca. Can't think of any more I got, but yeah, they were the players I got on the back of my Liverpool shirts when I was younger. Thankfully, I don't wear them anymore because I'm a grown adult now, and I personally think grown adults shouldn't wear football shirts unless they're playing football. Obviously, kind of defeats the point. But if you're just wearing them as casual wear, then it's kind of sad. But here we go. Here's Bacca. Better chance they maybe should have passed that, or maybe even had a shot himself. Just kind of dragged it out for a corner. Not massively great so far. Here's Bonaventura. Bacca, he's so good at that. That sort of an angle cross like that. He's very good at nodding them in, but no shot on target yet. Not very good, is it? Okay, Carlos Bacca is not having a good game. Mangala now booked, but I would expect that. I always just expect the ball-winning midfielder here, whoever it is just going to get booked. Right, so not very good. I'm sure you will agree. Gee, I've never said that before. The thing is, Bacca is a game winner, and although he is not having a good game, I am going to take Menez off because Menez has been poorer over a longer period of time. And I will bring on Adrian Ramos, who is thriving in this target man's role. I'm going to go a bit more attacking here now and see what that can do. This may backfire on us, but we've got to find the goal. Blaszczykowski here now. Seemed a bit hesitant there. I think he was maybe a bit worried about the yellow card, perhaps. I don't know if that's a thing on Football Manager. I always underestimate, or sometimes even overestimate, how much certain things are... Well, not even that. It's if certain things are in the game at all. You know, because one of the things about Football Manager is that it's trying to replicate real life, but at the same time, it's a video game. Now, that can impact on the way the developers make it, but also how an audience expects it to play and perform. You know, you want it to replicate real life. Goodness me, they were in close there. But at the same time, you want it to be somewhat formulaic because it's a game. Speaking of formulaic, Adrian Ramos has put us in front on away goals. That is a belter. The substitute has scored his 11th goal of the season. And that is fantastic. So first shot on goal. Oh, okay, I need to pull that back. Defensive is probably too much there. Let's pull that. I'm going to pull it back to control for now because we seem to be doing quite well. Here's Abate. Oh, and the goalkeeper. What is going on with goalkeepers at the moment? Donnarumma's been fine, but on my half. But AI goalkeepers at the moment, and I assume all goalkeepers in that matter, are just permanent butterfingers apparently because they just can't catch the ball. As far as I can see, numerous games now over the last few days where just keepers are just they're just spilling not even simple crosses. I mean, these are crosses that you'd expect your grandma to catch. I mean, these are just miles away. I mean, look at the one I showed, and if you haven't seen the last video, the best one of them all is the Ricky Alvarez one, where he's not even in the same postcode, the ball from where the goalkeeper's starting position is, yet he manages to cock it up. And Carlos Bacco, okay, it's a corner. I thought he missed an open goal there, but Ramos there went across. John Stones tries to do something with it. Okay. Right, Bacca is genuinely just not having a good game, so we are going to bring on Fernando Torres, and we are going to play him in his regular trequartista role. I'm probably going to consider bringing on Lacci or Honda or Alvarez in the next 10 minutes or so, just to bring Mauri off. A good bit of experience in the middle there. We probably now need to also start thinking about being slightly more defensive, just because the lead is so tentative. Here's Bonaventura off the post, and Ramos can't get there. I could have won it for... Well, actually, no, it wouldn't. I don't think it would make a difference, actually. Here's Bonaventura. Well, it would. It would make a difference, but in the grand scheme of things, it's still very much on a knife edge. Here's Ada. If we do somehow get to the next round, if we get to the next round, that would exceed all expectations and then some, because I think the boards are happy if we just got to the group stages, which we automatically did. So that's excellent. The game seems to think we have no chance of getting there, so that's a bit over the top. Okay, we're going to bring Alvarez on, and he will be an advanced playmaker as a support player. Let's try that. Okay, here's a Torres free kick. I thought I'd hear myself say that. One thing, Fernando, he could do many things, Torres, but he can't take a free kick. That's one of the things. So set pieces is not his forte, shall we say. I remember the first time I ever saw Torres in a Liverpool shirt. It was, I think Portsmouth fans might remember that. I'm sure it was Portsmouth. We played in the Asia Cup final in like Singapore or somewhere, and Torres went to a penalty shootout between Liverpool and Portsmouth when they were still good, and in the Premier League. And Torres, his first game, actual game in a red shirt, and he missed the penalty. And we thought, oh, Jesus Christ, what have we signed here? Because he was like the record club signing at that time, £20 million or something. And we thought, oh, God. I know it's a bit naive to say, oh, this guy can't take a penalty. Oh, no, we've bought a duffer. But it wasn't the best introduction in the world. However, back to the game here. We are surely seconds away. Well, I can't quite believe it. 1-0 against Udinese. We've finally beaten them. Adrian Ramos is the hero. Bonaventura, man of the match. But 2-2, AC Milan win on away goals. So we managed to grab one against Udinese on their own patch. I think we deserve that. So there we go then, into the next round, into the quarterfinals of the Europa League, and we have an Italian Cup semi-final to come as well. And then, as you can see here, there is the quarter-final. I just want to see, is the draw being made soon? It's not till next Friday. Okay, so you'll have to come back, unfortunately, next time. So we'll find out who we're going to be playing. I think what we'll probably do is maybe do next the Roma game here. Or, I was going to say Udinese, that's probably the best one to do, but I think the tension will be unbearable by the time we get to here. So hopefully everything, we'll be smack bang in the middle of the Europa League campaign, or quarter-final bit, and we'll also find out if we're into the Italian Cup final, and God knows where we'll be in the league by the time we get to there. So hopefully you'll join me for that sometime in April, and until then, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.